Welcome to another edition of Big 12 Picks. I'm Jarret Johnson, and it's week 3 in the conference. Last week I went 3-2 against the spread after going 5-0. I don't know if I've ever done that before in my career, picking against the spread anyways. But I went 5-0 the first week of Big 12 play, 3-2 last week, which I'll take a winning record every time, by the way. So I'm 8-2 so far against the spread with Big 12 picks. Now, the first 2 weeks we had full slates, 5 games each week. This time there's only 3 games. Several games are on bye, or several teams are on bye, or have the week off in terms of not playing this weekend. But there's some interesting games this weekend. Honestly, for me, these are some of the tougher games so far to pick against the spread. But let's dive into them and see how I do this week. First one is Texas versus Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl, right? The Red River rivalry or shootout, or somebody call it the recession because of their poor record so far in Big 12 play. But yeah, this one, the shines off this game. Normally both these teams are highly rated, or at least one of them is like a top 5 or top 10 team, and so much is on the line. Well, they're a combined 1-3 right now in the Big 12, but still big game. I've covered that game at least 3 or 4 times in my day, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely unique, the fact that it's there, the Cotton Bowl, and how it's half UT fans, half OU fans, and all that. So interesting game. The line is Texas is receiving 2.5 points against Oklahoma. So basically it's kind of a straight up pick, and I think Texas is going to win. I think both these teams have some holes, obviously. Both of them have a lot of talent. I'm taking Texas simply because this game becomes, there's a lot of pressure on this game, and often it comes down to who makes the fewest mistakes. And so I'm going to go with the experienced quarterback, the senior Sam Ehlinger, over Spencer Rattler with Oklahoma. So that'll be 0-3 in my opinion for Oklahoma to start the season in the Big 12. And that's, I'm sure the stats out there. I haven't looked it up, but I can't remember the last time Oklahoma started Big 12 play 0-3. Or even just lost 3 games in the entire season, in conference play. So that's saying a lot, but still, just looking at this, I like Texas over Oklahoma. All right, next game is Texas Tech getting 12.5 points at Iowa State. That's a 2:30 p.m. kickoff. Look, I'd like to say that's a lot of points, and I think Tech's going to keep it close, but I honestly don't see it that way. I think Iowa State is not that they're this great team. I think they're a very good team. They're a balanced team. They're a tough team. They're a smart team. They normally handle Tech in Ames, at least in the Matt Campbell era. Well, by the way, Matt Campbell is undefeated against Texas Tech so far. So, and I think the average margin of victory is like 17 points. So, 12.5 isn't enough in my opinion. I think Iowa State wins by a pretty big margin. All right, the next game is Kansas State getting 8.5 points at TCU. 8.5, that seems like a whole lot for a 2-1, 2-0 in the Big 12 Kansas State team, until you consider they have a true freshman playing for them, a quarterback. Bottom line is I think TCU's better than what I thought they were before the season. I think they have a chance to be a really good team this year, or a pretty good team this year. And I think Kansas State without Thompson is in a bit of trouble at quarterback. So I think TCU covers on this. I think TCU wins by 10 plus here, maybe even 14, and rolls. So we'll have to see how it plays out. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.